What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Zero Excuses Podcast, Wheelbook Wednesday edition number 3. If you guys aren't familiar with this particular show, this is the short show where I am featuring some of my thoughts from the past week, taken straight out of my Wheelbook. If you guys don't know what that is, head back to episode 1. I give a detailed explanation on what that is. This is an unedited, raw, unproduced show where I'm just speaking. You guys are going to hear me say all my ums, ahs, stumbling over my words, whatever it may be. I'm just going to sit here and talk whatever comes out of my mouth. You guys are going to have to deal with it. So this is a second part of a 3-part series where I cover the core values of the Zero Excuses mentality, and that is action, focus, and discipline. Last week I covered action. This week I'm covering focus. And before I jump into the meat of today's discussion, just want to remind you guys real quick on a couple favors I need you guys to do if you're listening to this for the first time or if you've been with us from the beginning. Hope you guys head over to iTunes and subscribe and rate this podcast. I'll drop some instructions in the show notes if you guys aren't familiar with how to leave a rating in iTunes. Also, want to let you guys know about our Facebook group where there's about 270 people as of right now that are engaging in some amazing conversations, talking about their roadblocks and sharing their ideas on how they are busting through their excuses and just getting through to the results that they are after in their lives. So, like I mentioned at the beginning, this week I'm covering focus, and before I do that, I wanted to define focus and discipline because I think that there's a lot of people out there that kind of think that those are one and the same, and I couldn't disagree with that. I totally disagree with that. Focus and discipline are two different ideas, but I think that you need one. You can't have one without the other if you are going for next level results in your life. So to me, focus is having a clear vision on a desired end state, and it's an unwavering commitment to the achievement of a goal or an outcome or an objective. You can use goal, objective, outcome interchangeably in my mind. They're the same thing. But discipline is obeying a set standard or a code of behavior. It's adhering to a course of action towards the achievement of a desired end state, regardless of whatever it is you're feeling like at a particular point in time. Focus is, you could be laser-like focused on something, but lack the discipline to execute and make it happen. The flip side of that is you could also have the discipline to, let's say, go to the gym every day, but you may lack a vision on what it is you are trying to accomplish by going to the gym every day. So I hope that makes it clear in your guys' mind on what I feel the difference between focus and discipline is. So, again, there might be people out there who lack a vision, who go with the flow, and there's people out there who might have a vision but lack the discipline necessary to make it happen. So, to take a little more of a deep dive on focus right now, focus, with the definition that I used earlier, it implies that one has a vision to begin with, and this is gonna be a topic for further discussion in another episode down the road here, and I better jot that down so I don't forget. But let's assume for right now that you have a vision. It's remaining loyal to that vision. it's not listening to the naysayers or your loved ones who might not agree with that vision, who might think that that vision is crazy or unachievable or unsafe. It's having that commitment to not wavering from achieving that vision. At a more microscopic level, another way that I think of vision is you're in a bit of a flow state. And what I mean by that is it's where your ability and your focus kind of intersect. So for me, I feel a flow state when I'm working out in the gym or I'm going for a long distance run. I just feel like I'm in a bit of a meditative state. I'm like this when I'm working on one of my cars or I'm whatever it may be. I have some abilities, some physical fitness abilities, and I'm focused on an end state with my fitness. So that's where those two things intersect. Same thing with, let's say I'm changing the oil on my vehicle. It seems pretty simple, perhaps trivial to some people, but I've got a knack for turning a wrench on vehicles, and I have a desired end state of maintaining my transportation in a high level of in an excellent condition. So that's another area where my ability and my focus meet, and I'm in 100% immersed in that task, and I don't have to think about that task. What I'm doing are things that are second nature to me. So that's what I mean by a flow state. So again, I'm going to cover drafting or coming up with a clear vision down the road here. But flow state, that's pretty easy. You just have to identify the things that you're good at. And if you can craft a clear vision on what it is that you're trying to achieve by using those abilities, you'll be able to get into a flow state. Maybe I'm oversimplifying that, but I think that there's a lot of people out there that don't focus on identifying those areas that they might be able to get into a flow state with and achieve some pretty badass results by identifying where your ability and your focus are going to intersect. So I hope all that makes sense. I know I'm kind of rambling here, but I think that there's a lot of people out there that don't have the focus, that allow the outside world to influence and cause them to drift through life without having a clear vision. Now, that's not to say that your vision will evolve over time, but there's a lot of people that swing from vine to vine, going from the hottest topic to from the trendy job or whatever it may be in life, and don't have that vision, and they just stay stuck ultimately in the same situation that they ultimately were in beforehand. So that's what I have to say this week, guys, and hopefully you're getting value out of this, and I will talk with you guys next week.